Hello everyone, it's me, Coffee Stitcher. It is the first Sunday in September. It's Labor Day weekend for those of us in the States. So, there we go. Don't really have a whole lot to show this week. Did not end up going to Stitch Knitch this week. The little one is having some trouble being left by herself for extended periods of time. And we had to make a vet visit. We wanted to do a vet visit. We need to get her groomed. So the money that I would have spent at Stitch Knitch was reallocated to the new puppy. And I will try. We'll see how cooperative she is. She does not like to be picked up very much, so I won't be bringing her in here, but I'll try to take my stuff out there and see if I can get a little bit of her and both of them on video. So we've got Q&A, we've got some updates. I've got 2 new starts. So we've got that. So I'll show that, and I did not start on Spooked, and I'll explain why in a moment, because I'm a terrible person. Not really. It'll be what I do next. Okay, so, Q&A time. Carol Ann Clark asks, are you planning on beginning any Christmas projects / gifts in the near future? I have a few projects that I would like to give as Christmas gifts, but it takes me so long to finish a project. That's why I really generally don't say, oh, I'm doing this for you for Christmas. It generally is going to be one of those things that I'll finish it and then I'll just give it to him whatever event happens to be the nearest to. So now in some cases, like, when I did the one for my parents' anniversary, it wasn't back from the framer until a day or two after, so I told them on their anniversary, hey, it's at the framer. As soon as it's here, you'll have it. I've done that before, but generally I just don't say anything until I can actually give it to them. But I do have a Christmas project that has been started, so you'll see that in a moment. So half stitch, cross stitch, like I said, I'm going to try and get a quick shot of Phoebe. Kat Mulcahy asked, did I know if Jawdry Designs has a pack of threads that are Oz-themed? I did actually know that. I do not have any. It's funny. I have no problem ordering books from overseas, but I'm very, very impatient, so I don't generally order anything else from overseas. And even at that, I still don't really order much from overseas. And it has absolutely nothing to do with I want to buy American, and everything to do with I want it now, and overseas takes too long. So there you go. Let's see. Sinead Reynolds asked me what size shoe do I take, and I forgot to bring in my measuring tape, so please pause. Okay, we're back. So, Sinead Reynolds, you're saying how bendy I am. Okay, so, I'm guessing I need to go from my big toe to my heel. And it looks like it is 10 inches? 10 inches. So, there you go, 10 inches. And I've never had any hand knit socks, so that sounds exciting. And I do agree, dogs are the best. Covered in Cat Hair asks, will I be watching the Scooby-Doo crossover episode this upcoming season with Supernatural? The short answer is I don't know. The long answer is it will depend if the rest of the characters, so Daphne, Fred, and Velma, if they're present, then I'm more likely to watch it. I had the misfortune of sitting through a production of A Few Good Men a couple of years ago with Lou Diamond Phillips and Jensen Ackles. part of me is not entirely sure that I didn't die and that all of this has been, the afterlife. Because it was so bad, and he was so awful. They were literally leading him around the stage to hit his marks. It was so bad, I cannot watch that show. I can't. I would like my $45 back from having to see the show. I would like that 2 hours of my life back. So I don't generally I don't watch the show because of him. So that's kind of where my exception may be made. Teresa Hartsong asks if it would be possible to do blue jeans and daisies on Ada. Yes, it would. There are no fractional stitches in it. There is a little back stitching, but none of it that would actually interfere with it being Ada. Now, all of the specialty stitches that I've added to mine were done by me. So if you do it as charted, no fractionals. There's, I think, the herringbone stitch, but all of the ones that are in it could be done on Ada. Christine Every Stitch of Pleasure asked, does anyone like Scrappy Doo? My grandmother actually liked him. Oh, hello, Puppybears. Well, we've got a quick interlude from Puppybears because I guess my husband needs to go to the bathroom, so hang on and I'll show them around. Phoebe, Remy, say hellos. Say hellos. Phoebe, Remy. See, that's Miss Phoebe. And we haven't gotten dressed yet, so that's why they're not wearing their collars. We don't put the collars on them in bed. Remy Bear. Remy. Hey. Remy. Hey. Say hello, Remy Bear. Yeah, use good kids. Okay, now we're going to keep a little bit of an eye on her, so if I seem a little distracted, it's because she's had has a little bit of trouble with the house breaking. So I'm going to keep an eye on her a little bit. But I think that's kind of all of the Q&A. Yes, Miss Phoebe, you're very sweet. And I know I may have touched on this last week. We didn't really get a whole lot of fallout from Harvey. If you look at a map of the U.S., Hurricane Harvey hit about where South Carolina is, and Dallas-Fort Worth would be in West Virginia. That's about how far away we are from it. So we got some rain. It's going to take Houston a while to rebuild, but it'll come back. Fortunately, it could have always been worse, but fortunately it wasn't. She's sniffing around like she may need to go to the bathroom. Hang on 1 second. I will be back. Okay, hopefully there won't be any more interruptions. Alright, so that was obviously Q&A, and now we'll do our whip updates and plans for the week. Alright, so when last we left, I was working on the Soda Stitch Wizard, and I got... I got the center part done. So there's Dorothy and the lion. The light color in both of their hair is showing up much lighter in person, or on the video, than it does in person. It's much more natural looking in person. And then I did the little hot air balloon for the wizard, and it says OZ in yellow, and I filled in the clouds. So we finished the middle part. Like I said, this month, I will be, when I go back to it, I'll be doing one of the biscuit square, I think it's the Witch of the North. I'll be doing that, and the little, the row below. Alright, so, I was gonna work on Beautiful Sea, but I just wasn't feeling it. So instead, I started the Ship's Manor Christmas Town Sal, and I absolutely love it. So there is the first, or half of the first part. There's a little more left to go. I'm taking a little bit of a break from it, but then I'll go back and finish the first part. But isn't that pretty? I just love it so much. So this has been an absolute blast to work on. So I highly recommend it, and I recommend getting the fabric for it. So I spent several days working on that. I worked on this on, I think, I finished Wizard on Monday. I think I worked on that on Tuesday, part of Tuesday, and I worked on it Thursday and Friday, and a little bit yesterday. And then I worked on, it took me a while to get this one going. Wednesday was a fairly dramatic day. But I started This Corner of the World, or Earth, excuse me, by Tempting Tangles. So since I started in the middle, this is on Autumn by Under the Sea Fabrics in 32 count Joblin. And it's interesting because on linen, it's more brown, but here it's a little more pink, which I actually kind of like. So this is the same fabric that I did, same color of fabric, but that I did Welcome on, but Welcome was on linen, where this is on the Lugana, or the Joblin. So, and I'm doing it in all the called for DMC, because I really liked her color scheme on this one with the DMC, and I'm trying to save a little bit of money, and I still need to organize some things back, and it was just easier, and I had all the DMC for it, so I just went, we'll do this one in DMC. So that's my rotation one. And then the next part of Carnival came out. So here's Carnival, so it's this part right in here, and that's what I will start in on after the video. So yeah, not, like I said, there wasn't really a whole lot this week in terms of haul, because I didn't go to Stitch and Itch. I should be making a visit middle of this month. Again, probably won't spend very much because we do have the retreat coming up next month. So may not spend a whole lot, but I'll at least try to show up a time or two and get some swag. So anyhow, that is about it from me. I hope everyone has a great week, and I will see you all next week.